Hey guys, Susanna here. I thought I'd do a bit of show and tell. Hopefully the light's on. This is the slow stitch quilt that I made using my French finds from Lisa Maddox. I'm a bit obsessed with Lisa at the moment with all her stuff. I've just joined the Scrappy Mishmash course. This is just hanging up in my kitchen wall. It's so cute. So all the gorgeous fabrics. So I don't know if you're watching this, Jeanette, from My Cottage Crafts, but I know she got a subscription as well. And remember these guys that I made those hearts? I ended up putting them on there, and I like the way that they're hanging over. I sort of go, it's on a bit of an angle, it's because it's hanging on the wall, sorry. I designed all of them. That one and the apples one I've actually got in my stall. This is inspired by Lisa Maddox on one of her things that she's done. So if you come around with me, I'm going to try not to get too much of my mess. Okay, here's another. I did the 101 course with Lisa Maddox as well. And this is the bits and pieces she sent out the background, and then I added my own. Like this is beautiful, an old doily, which is these bits have been cut out, and that's an actual vintage doily here, all antique yo-yos, and this is the background. Just turned it into a cushion, so it is gorgeous. I love how that turned out. That sort of sits on my bed, but I thought I'd bring it out here. And then this is something, excuse my bins in the corner, is oh, I think I've turned it sideways, sorry guys, hang on a minute, maybe I can hang it over here. I just sort of want to hang it so that you can see all of it. That's that flour sack that I had. Ugh, just trying to get rid of all my rubbish. It's on the table. And I just sort of did scrappy fabrics around the outside. So that's the flour sack. I'm still not quite finished, as you can see. I've still got to do around there. These are Laurie Holt's fabrics around the outside, and this one, I think, in these. But these is an old men's shirt. I think that's from the Vintage Finds. Sorry if it's moving all over the place. But yeah, I showed you the raw flour sack, and I have got another one, and I was thinking once I started it, I was so engrossed in doing it, so I may end up showing you how I did that. I just love how that's turned out. It is so gorgeous, and that is going to be hanging next to this one. Oops, sorry, blank wall, on this wall. So and I'm going to have a shelf, and then hang it from a shelf, and then I might have just little bits and pieces on the shelf. So I used some of these images from the Laurie Holt's, and I made up the baking pot as well. But it's just so gorgeous. It's really pretty. I'd say Melanie Sullivan would probably like this because it's quite bright. Okay guys, well I'm just going to pause it, and then I'll put you back on my little holder in. This is where I've been filming my coffee mess. Yeah, so it's nice and close. So I'll just put you back on the holder, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. You've already by now seen two of these videos where I've worked on that. So I've now I've done the inside with those beautiful fabrics, and I've also got the papers from My Porch Prints. Sorry, I'm lost for words today. And that was going to get tucked under, but it was such a nice piece. I thought that might end up being a good tuck spot because there was all stitching and stuff on there, and I really didn't want to waste it. So yeah, so this is how that looks, all finished. And I just love it. And I've got the tie. Where is it? I've still got to put that on the back. This was from when I got the Jessie Chorley applique stitchery thing. It was all wrapped around in this, and I thought, how perfect does that go? So that'll be my closure, and then this is that beautiful button from the subscription. So I'm gonna have to, you know, well, actually it'll come out like this. Where are we? It'll go through, I'll have a thing there, and then it'll come back, and then I can wrap it around so I can open and close it, if you know what I mean. That makes sense. There we go. So the next video you'll see after this one will be me doing some of the papers and bits and pieces for the journal. So that's gorgeous, I love it. And these are just the papers, and because I put it on thicker paper stock, I was able to line it with it. I just sort of did just such a beautiful kit. So, and then in the mail I got, well, these are my little bits and pieces. I'll show you. I went to this beautiful, is it Vintage Fabric Addicts or something like that, and she has the best fabrics. How gorgeous is that? It's so pretty. For my scrappy mishmash, you actually, that's really hard to say, with forage from Lisa Matic, you actually get sent out a pack of all bits and pieces, and I chose the pink pack, which was quite bright. It's still on the way. So yeah, I'll probably post up some pictures of it on Instagram, and she also has a page, like a Facebook page. But I think it's the Dutch in me, and the teapots and everything. It's just so cute, so vintage, and I love it. So that's that. And I got, this is all from the same lady. This is Vintage Gingham, sort of in this linen-y, I mean, I've seen gingham before, but in a linen weave, it's really unusual. So quite a big piece of that. And then this really cute green, sort of, they all look like apples, but at the same token, they a bit like love hearts, and you know, they could be peaches or something like that, but because of the green, you automatically think of apples, love heart shaped apples. So so I got that in one lot, and then she also had on her, she just got the best stuff. Like a whole pack of these gorgeous, and this is probably something that I make. It's show and tell with a little bit of bits and pieces, and so I sorted them all out. So these are vintage hexies that someone has painstakingly stitched, you know, in the old way of putting them together. And so there's all, I might sort them in colour, and you know, work, see the blues, pinks, you don't know what to do with that one, blue, pink, there we go, in the middle. And there was even one bit that had been put together. And one thing that Lisa shows you in this course is, you know, you get your old bits and pieces, old cross stitches and embroideries and all that stuff that you find in the op shop charity shops. Yeah, look at this, that matches that beautiful apple fabric I've got. So in there come all these done, and then all these little circles which people have cut out. So I sort of same one, some of them in the bigger sizes, so there was quite a bit in that size. Hopefully you can see it through. And then these are all the scraps left over. So that's what came in the little pack. Someone had sewn these. See, this is one that she hasn't sewn together, but had sewn all these little scraps of fabric. So this is what you can do with your tiny little bits, and they're all retro vintage. So cute. Go really nice on your, you know, journals or on your slow stitch projects. I just think they're adorable, and all it is just how to use up all your little scrappy bits. And the best part is it's vintage. And I'd say, you know, Someone must have got rid of Grandma's stash of stuff. And here's all the leftover little pieces of fabric. Only the tiniest little pieces. Oh, I love it. I just think that was such a score because, you know, Lisa shows how to make these blobby flowers, which you use these round circles, and then all these circles are already pre-cut up and also perfect to make, so they're vintage yo-yos, even though I'm making them, but it's from vintage fabric. So they are probably classed as vintage yo-yos because someone obviously was starting them to do that process. So I think that is so gorgeous. Now hang on, I'm just going to get some thread. Where are we? I think it might be here already. Oh, here we go. This. So I was thinking you can sit with me a little bit today. So it's show and tell, and maybe sort through some of these in colourways. I'd like to, you know, maybe put a couple together. I wonder if there's the last one. Sort of like it's a almost done flower, but that partly is the beauty of it. So I'll move this over. So I was thinking, and then she's also got a few half squares. Obviously put them maybe on the top. Yeah, to finish it off. Like, well, yeah, half hexies. Yeah, that's a half hexie as well. So I might put the half hexies in at their own pile. Oh, look, see, gingham pink. I love it. So, so we'll just have that in the pink pile. Pink, pink, pink. Half that sort of like whitey background. Oh, look, another couple. See, it's been sitting there for a while, but it's got a bit of grunge on there, but it's part of the beauty of it. There we go. So it's a half hexie, that pile. So what I was thinking today was maybe sewing a couple of these together to make a couple, like some flowers to put on some of my slow stitch pieces that I'm going to do. I've got all fabrics. I don't know whether I should show you what's the time. Still only early, 12 minutes. I've got my pink stash, which I've put away. This is all my yellow stash of fabrics. I've got all these gorgeous yellow bits, and then that's going to go in the yellow bits as well. Isn't that beautiful? The bag that I got. And then in here is all my blue, and she recommends using a centerpiece. And even though this has got a lot of other colours in there, like choose your hero piece, I just love the bluebird, and so this is going to probably be in my blue one. So I can probably draw out some other colours as well, maybe blue and a few purples. Isn't that beautiful, the stitching in that? Oh, divine. So, and then all other blue bits that I've got, you know, blue pieces in old hankies. Just gorgeous. So that's, I'm going to be making a few quilts and stuff that will keep me busy for a little while. So yeah, so it's sort of a show and tell, plus we're probably going to do a little bit of a project of sewing some together, well, at least matching them up. Okay, put some there. Actually, we could probably use it as a centre. If there's enough of these, I might be able to I think there might be, I'm hoping. So how many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes! So there you go, that's one flower. So I might sew that one already. That's another half one. greens, pinks. I'm glad there's a lot of pinks because, as you know, I'm a pink girl. And even, yeah, I just love gingham. Just love it. Green pile. What would you have that one in? Maybe the brownie pile. Bright pink. Red. Oh, gorgeous. Red. Love this red. These reds. Quarter. Here's another one of those. So the white background. That's good. These are gorgeous. I think I'll have enough to do a few flowers with that. Here's another lot. There we go. White background. Solid peach. I'd say that's a quarter one. I think I put it in there. Kept some of them. See, she was doing some, not quarter, half of them. So I thought because they're cut out in that, I might end up using it. And then these are ones that they were going to use. And here are even some of the bits of papers. So in keeping with tradition, I probably will use those. Yeah, that's quite old. You can see that. All the rubbish that's on there. Really would love to make a full one of that, but I don't think there's enough. But I've got my green one I might be able to do something with. So okay, oh, plenty more of them. What would that be? Maybe in the brownish pile. Gingham, love gingham. So I think that's a full one. See, look, she's just used just envelopes from letters. That's what I love about the old days. Where they just used what they had. Oh yeah, another envelope backing. White there, and probably in the bluey category, bluey greeny category. Okay, only one of them, so that would probably make a good centre. So once I've sorted them, then this is the fun part of organising them, and then I just get nice strong thread. Where are we? Yep, nice strong thread, small. You won't be able to see this. Hopefully be able to do this, because it's such a teeny hole. And it comes out. Oop, hang on a minute, I know what I'm missing. Some white on the subject. I hope that's not too glary for you guys. So since this is already started, and even though it's got a little bit of the rustiness on there, I know there are tricks to get rid of the rust. If you can let me know in the comments below, that would be great. That would almost look better with that, you know, because that's the only one. So what we're going to do, and that's the only one of that too. I mean, I'm not going to get rid of it. Luckily, it's only been stitched on the one end. So, because it's got that peachy colour on the inside, and you know, I love it because it's just small bits, and you know, I'm not going to make a massive big quilt, but you can use it to highlight pieces in the quilt. And I'm honouring this lady's work. Whoever has done this, it can be used as a centerpiece for something else, but I think that goes better. Yeah, honouring this lady's work. So what you do is you just put the two bits together like that, and then I'll just sit and stitch one. But as you know, this is what it will look like. So this is, what are they called? Grandma's flowers, flower quilt. I don't know what. I'm sure I'm going to get plenty of comments. and I'll just sew one. See, that's going to look beautiful. And this way I'm honouring somebody else's work that they have painstakingly taken the time. And see, there's 3 of them. If I can get 3 of something else, I wonder if it does. No, probably won't go. That match. Oh, these are 3 and 3. It might be a bit busy. I might be able to like alternate on one of the others. If you had something a little bit different on the inside. No. What would you do? Well, there's one of these. Nope. Just does not work, does it? Doesn't quite work. It's just too much. But I'm sure there'll be 3 of something else that I can work with. Voila. There we go. It's found its soulmate. So yeah, so you know it when you see it. So I wonder which centerpiece I can probably put one of those in there. Just have a centerpiece. Oh, that works perfectly. Oh, don't you just love it? And it may, because that's sort of a bluey pink, I mean a bluey colour. There you go. Well, there you go. Well, for starters, we're doing this. Okay, so this is going to finish off, and then I'll find the little friends. And so there's 3 of them, and I'll match that up with probably 3 of the other pink ones. There might be 3 of the gingham that might work with that. I don't know. We'll just see. Okay, so what we're going to do, what's the time? Sorry, just looking again. 22. So what you do is you just grab that and you stitch that along there like this. Got the come in from behind. Oh, that is a massive knot. That's huge. Probably a bit too big. Don't want it that big. We are trying to hide it after all, and we don't want this massive big blob on the top. There we go. That's better. Okay. And then we just do these tiny little slip stitches. The first one you grab, you knot it, and then I haven't done this for a little while, but it's just so relaxing. I mean, this is just so honouring of the work that the ladies did before us. I'm definitely going to need my thimble. You can feel it when you don't use it. Oh my goodness. If I can find it. Oh, sorry guys. I've got so many things on the go, it's not funny. It's terrible. But as you can see, I where are we? Here we go. Have done a lot of projects because we have been in lockdown. I don't know if any of you watch Jimmy Reeves. He is a guy in Australia that sort of, he does a comical videos of what is happening in and around Australia. It's so funny. He's just so, it's funny because it's true. And Victoria is the most locked down city in the world. Well, state, not city. Melbourne is the most locked down city in the world. I am fortunate enough to be living in regional Victoria, so you know, we're not as locked down as Melbourne. 200 and something days, like 265 days since COVID started. That is ridiculous. Those poor guys, and I think it reflects in Jimmy's videos. He's going insane. It's so funny. yeah, so because we're in regional Victoria, it's sort of like this ring of steel around Melbourne and surrounds. I haven't seen my son since July last year. He's my 23-year-old that's living on the other side of Melbourne, about 2.5 hours away, but I haven't seen him for over a year and nearly 4 months. So we sort of kept in contact via Skype, well, Messenger, and yeah, it's been delightful. So hence, even though regional hasn't been as locked down as Melbourne, we still have been in Ballarat. They had a few cases, and you know, we've got down. They're just doing in the regional now. You know, picking spots, so we might be locked down for about a week here or there in certain places if you've got any cases. Yeah, so they're pretty jolly strict, I can tell you. Does your head in. So over it. A lot of people are probably going, yep, I feel you. Now, here we go. Isn't that pretty? So that's so what you do now, because that's in the middle there like that. So we're on that end. So what I would do is you flip that over, and then you just start sewing on this end. And then sometimes you might find yourself on the wrong end, so you just get the thread and you go across. So there you go. So I've had my moan for the day. Yeah, but you know, like always the way, there's always someone who's going to be worse off. A lot of my family live in the western suburbs, or some of them in the east and all that as well of Melbourne, and I'm really feeling for them. It must be just terrible. So yeah, now the way our government does stuff, oh my goodness. But with they're slowly all getting vaccinated. I've had my first jab. I'm going to be getting the next one in a week's time. By the time this airs, I probably would have had it, and I haven't had any reactions to it, so it's all good. It's going to get us out of these lockdowns. It's worth doing, isn't it? Okay, now, well, I will stop it here, and further down the track you'll probably see this pretty little thing on one of my slow stitching quilts that I'm going to be making. I just am loving the way that Lisa does stuff. I'm a quilter, and so I do everything with proper borders and has to be, you know, and so it's just given me a real freedom into doing, see that sewn on like that, not quite finished, but then I would probably sew that part on. You fold it up like that. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh my goodness, it's like, yes, sometimes it feels like you're just talking to yourself when you're talking on these things. Okay guys, yeah, when I watch it back I'll go, oh yeah, I know what I was saying. Anyway, well, I will catch you in the next video, which is me continuing to do these, and that's sort of organising the papers and everything like that. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to having this gorgeous little journal done. Okay guys, I'll just turn the camera off and continue doing a little bit of stitching. Oh, hopefully I wasn't too far away from you. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.